Hey, welcome to lesson number 1. So what's the difference between a beginner and a pro when it comes to web design? I think one of the major differences is experience. As a beginner, you will make lots of mistakes, and that's perfectly fine. Nobody should blame you for doing that. The important thing is you learn something from those mistakes, and as you learn, you grow, you get more experience. Don't get me wrong. You'll always make mistakes, even as a pro, but as long as they serve as a learning experience, it's awesome. One other difference is the implementation time. A pro will always work more efficiently and will most certainly work less hours. How do you do that? It's simple. Stay organized and keep a calendar. Divide your project into small, achievable tasks and schedule those in your calendar. It might be tough at first, but if you make it a daily routine, you'll notice an increase in productivity. So let me give you an example of how I organize my projects. First of all, I make a list of all the projects that I'm currently working on or the projects that I have to start working on soon. After that, I divide the projects into task lists. Each major component of a project is a task list. Then I break that task list into smaller tasks. For example, if I have to design a website, one task list would be homepage PSD design or homepage Photoshop design. And then I start. I make the header, I make the main content area, I make the footer, and these three are smaller tasks. Once I do this for every project, I look at the timeline for each project, the deadline. When do I have to turn in that project? And starting from that and going backwards, I start to divide these tasks into multiple days. So if I have, for example, 3 days to finish a project and I have about 10 tasks in total, I try to divide maybe 4 in one day, 4 in the second day, and 2 in the third day. And I always try to do the bulk of the work in the first part of this project cycle because you gotta leave some margin of error just in case something unexpected comes up. You won't run into any trouble. Now, if in any given day I have multiple tasks, I go even further and divide my day into blocks. So a block is usually an hour and a half. That's the amount of time that you can really focus on a task. After that, you kind of have to take a break to recover. So I divide my day into blocks of an hour and a half, followed by 15 to 30 minutes windows of rest, basically, where I just get away from the computer. And I usually do this scheduling at night for the next day. So if today's Monday, I do the schedule on Monday night for Tuesday. That way, when I wake up on Tuesday and do my usual chores, I know exactly what I have to do that day, so I won't waste any time trying to figure out what I have to do. And by doing this, you get like a bird's eye view on your entire workload, and that means you're more organized and you'll save time. So keep this in mind. Always stay organized and keep a calendar. Finally, a pro web designer will always use the right tools for the job. More specifically, he will use the tools that will make his job easier, thus saving time. So that's what I want to teach you in the next couple of lessons. I'll show you some advanced tools and techniques that will speed up your web design workflow. Now, coming up, grid systems.